Hello, everyone. This is Marita, one who catches lightning, with the Path of Ish podcast, Walking with Our Shadow, where we share ancient indigenous teachings of remembrance, all so we can walk and learn how to walk a path of radical self-love. Hello, everyone. It's Marita, one who catches lightning, here with the Path of Ish to welcome you to another opportunity to bring who you are. That's right. So many times when we look to participate in something, we come with such a sense of who we are not, who we want to be, who we want to become. And we come with who we have been. We come with our past, the burdens of our past, the measurement of our past, the shame of our past, or we come with the burden and the shame of the future, who we have not yet been able to become. So today, can you surrender to the moment? Can you come here and bring the past and the future in this time, in this place? So let us take our 3 breaths in and out through the nose. And let's welcome our mind into this time, into this place, into this space, into this circle. In and out through the nose, let us welcome our body into this time, into this space, into this circle. In and out through the nose. That's right. Finally settling in and welcoming our essence into this time, into this space, into this circle. Remember, the 3 breaths is a practice that we dive deep in and some training that we do in our circles. But it's also just something available to you here and now. So anytime that you are feeling that you need to reset, even during this episode or throughout your day, just call upon these 3 breaths, this 3-breath practice by the Path of Ish, and just invite yourself back to the present. Today, as we spoke about surrendering to the moment, the topic that wanted to come in and has been wanting to come in for quite a while, and finally made it here, is surrendering to joy. It might seem odd, the idea of surrendering to joy. So let's start breaking this down and let's stay curious and playful. So what is the dominant definition of joy? Well, here we're saying by Merriam-Webster that it's the emotion evoked by well-being, success, or good fortune, or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. So here the definition of joy has a part of it, possession. And if we live in a consumer society that tells you you will never be enough or have enough, it's kind of rigged. You can't possess what you truly desire. Second definition, the expression or exhibition of such emotion, gaiety, a state of happiness or felicity, bliss, a source or cause of delight. So now we're seeing that maybe why joy is difficult is that we have a myriad of definitions. One is a state of happiness. One is an emotion evoked by possessing or succeeding. One is a source or cause of delight. And so even here in this definition, we have a few, I guess you could say, competing agendas. I always call them equations. This plus this equals this. What is the promise? How do we get to joy? Well, how can we be in a state of happiness and then hold that outside of the prospect of possessing what we desire? these definitions are showing us why it's so hard to choose joy, to surrender to joy. Surrendering to joy is surrendering to that moment. We called you into the circle who you are right now in this present time. Not the promise of who you will be or who you have been. And I kind of feel that joy is kind of in that middle as well. Can we start surrendering to the moment so we can experience joy? We had a conversation once about the pursuit of happiness. When those words were written in the Declaration of Independence, it was actually a state of happiness, a state of being now, a state of being grateful. I find it curious that the longer that humans live on this planet, the harder they make it to get to these sensations of happiness, joy. How they make more work to be in an ecstatic state of being. It's almost as if as societies develop, it becomes harder to simply exist in the joy of life, of you living right now in your present situation. Just the fact that you are alive can be an ecstatic place of joy. I'm not saying it's easy. I struggle to be joyful. That is why I'm bringing this to the circle, not because I've figured it out, but on the contrary, because I am walking this path. And as I am discovering and continuously walking and asking myself, what is this path of my radical self-love? I have found this idea of joy to be something outside of my grasp many times. And I remember I was out on the farm and working on the farm, and I was just like, Marita, you just have to choose it. It's not about possessing it, right? It's about choosing to experience joy in the moment. It's not easy for me to automatically go to joy. There are some people who do, and that is amazing. And I have met those people. And to be in their presence is just to be in the presence of living in the moment. Not in a careless or way where they're not taking responsibility or don't have good boundaries and it's just YOLO. But they are presently in everything that they are in that moment, and they choose joy. They are there with their past and their future in the moment, and they choose joy. So let's just take a moment, and if you need to take the 3 breaths again, please do so now. And can you bring yourself back to this time and this place? And as you take the time to come back, can you stay curious and ask your mind about when was the last time it experienced joy? And it might give you a memory, a picture, a feeling, a color, a sound. And then ask your body, when was the last time your body experienced joy? And last but not least, when was the last time your essence experienced joy? What does joy feel like? Joy will be different to each being, each person on this planet. It is a state of happiness. So you have to ask yourself, what is my state of happiness? What brings me joy?
And can you choose to allow yourself to surrender to that emotion to say, I have what I need now. So I choose joy. I choose to bask in this moment. I choose to be joyful. I choose that this is indeed joy, that I am enough. And in this moment, I am not wanting. I'm not reaching beyond myself. I choose to bask in this moment. In this time, I choose to surrender to joy. I was having a conversation earlier with one of my students, and we were going over their homework. And it's easy, when you're given homework or you're going over homework, that the conversation or the homework itself just becomes a checklist of things to do, to achieve, and to say, okay, I understand this, or I know this, or I have the information. I can give you that information back. So I paused and I took a moment and said, hey, let's rephrase this. Let's reset this moment. Because this homework, these practices that I have given to you, that have been given to me, that have been passed down, are not practices to be outside of yourself, to take you outside of yourself, but to support you to come home, to support you to take time and have a dialogue with yourself and learn about yourself. To sit with your mind, your body, and your essence. These practices are an extension of a conversation that you are having inside and outside, and that outside world is a reflection of what is inside of you. And that is why in these circles we build relationships with different kingdoms, because we recognize we, in our human-centric way of thinking and doing, do not have all of the answers. And that's why I go and we go to the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the kingdom of sign, shape, and symbol. We go to the four-legged and we ask, what is joy? How do you experience it? Because it will reflect back that part of existing in the moment. And so that part of our existing in a state of joy is to accept everyone and everything around us and choose that in its own way, it can contribute to that moment of joy. Joy is not singular. Although we might experience it differently as individuals, it takes many things in motion and in balance for us to experience joy.
If you love a soft breeze, and that moment is where you experience joy, you are not alone in that. Rejoicing of the moment, the breezes, whatever ferns or trees are moving, all of you is experiencing that. So now we have this conundrum of possession. We can't possess everything. So this is where we have to start untangling definitions, contradictions, ways of being that the dominant culture continues to define and redefine. And what I have noticed, they make it harder and harder to be. Because we put more and more things on our plate. And now our successes are not enough. We have to keep conquering people, nations, the environment, the stars. But what if we re-examined this? What if we surrendered to a state of existing in gratitude, happiness, and choosing joy. I think joy for me is almost like just, floating in the ocean. For me, that's joyful. Some people hate the ocean. But what is that experience that you have felt that everything is culminating? And you allow yourself in that moment to just be enough. For myself, I feel like you can choose happiness and work towards happy and you make other people happy, but joy is an ultimate beyond happiness. It is an ecstatic state. I have to surrender to it. If not, I will always continue trying to grasp it and define it, and I will never be enough. But if I pull and rechange my definition and my relationship to the equation of joy held by the dominant culture, then maybe I can be here now. That's right. Time to just reset. Take the 3 breaths again, in and out through the nose. Bringing the mind back into this time and place, in and out through the nose. Bringing the body back into this time and place, in and out through the nose. Bringing the essence back into this time and place. As we start settling, as we start redefining the possibility of joy, can we start finding how it feels? To get joy into our body. So it's not just this abstract idea and definition. So wherever you are, if you like to stand up and just shake your body and kind of reset your body. My dogs do this a lot. Animals many times shake when they're in a moment where they're like trying to process a lot of things or they're scared. They shake off the situation. They literally do. And I have a very high-strung Chihuahua who has huge separation issues. So she shakes a lot. So let's take a note from Chuchi and let's just get up. Or if you're sitting down, sit down. Make sure it's comfortable, something that's easily accessible to you right now. And if not, come back and just shake and just start shaking. Right? You can shake your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your torso. You can shake small, you can shake vigorously. Shake your toes, your ankles, right? We're not trying to injure ourselves, so do what you can, right? Be here now and just shake off anything that is clinging to you right now. Shake off all the I'm not enough. Shake off all the, well, if I did this and this, maybe I could be enough. Or I will be there at one time. Shake it off. Shake off the past. Shake off the future and come back here now. If there's parts of you out there traveling the, atmosphere and the world, and you have parts that you've given to people, bring them back, call them back so that they can experience with you now this moment. Call them back. Call all parts of yourself back. Call them here now. And this shaking and this vibration, as you've settled into your body, you get to just a natural state where your body just settles. It's done shaking. It's ready to reestablish itself. And when it does, call in your parts. Call in your past, your future, and your present to be here now. Call in the mind of your past and your future and your present to be here now. Call in the body of your past, your future, and your present to be here now. Call in the past of your essence, the future of your essence, and your present essence to be here now in this time, this place right now. Can we surrender to joy? I like putting my hands on my heart. And this is usually where I just take some nice deep breaths. Allow the breath to fill up and go to the parts of my body that need to be welcomed. And as you do this, as you continue to breathe and allow yourself to be, as you continue to just surrender, can you finally arrive? This moment is so quick. But if we can bring the past and the future and right now together, we can start weaving together a state of being where we do not have to go outside of ourselves. We do not have to conquer anything. And we can choose to surrender to joy. The joy of being presently here. The joy of experiencing all parts of yourself, past, present, and future. The joy of just being your medicine now. If you come from somatic practices, you can listen to this again and bring in your somatic practice to add to this, to get it into your body so you can experience joy, so we can stop fighting with the definition of how hard we have allowed ourselves to define joy, something out of reach. Can we redefine and reaffirm who we are and surrender to this feeling of joy? And then how can we put this into practice every day? How can we do that in small ways? Well, first we need a baseline. First, you need to know what joy feels like, sounds like, smells like, tastes like. Get your senses involved. I challenge you to explore the rest of today and through the week. Just ask yourself, does this bring me joy or not? Am I joyful right now? Because remember, and I know there is that practice, does this bring me joy or not? And then you get rid of it. Remember that possessions aren't the only way to joy. But I'm asking you, can you check in with your body, your mind, and your essence throughout your day and say, can I surrender to joy now? Can I allow myself that feeling of joy, of enough, of ecstasy, of delight? Can I delight in this moment right now? Let's do a small meditation here. And I want you just to really take this time. If you do journal or if you not, take the time to really check in. Where are you right now? Let's take our 3 breaths in and out through the nose. Resetting our mind. In and out through the nose. Resetting our body. In and out through the nose. Resetting our essence. And check in. How are you doing in this moment now, physically? How are you doing in this moment now, mentally? How are you doing in this moment now, emotionally? And just do that check-in. What's your baseline? And then you ask yourself, how do I experience joy How does my mind experience joy? How does my body experience joy? How does my essence experience joy? And then take a moment to reflect on your day so far, even if you just woke up. Everything that has led you to listening to this podcast right now, can you remember any experience of joy? Can you think about the day after you listen to this podcast and what you are excited about doing today? And then can you take your past and your present and bring it here now in this moment and feel joy, excitement, delight? Can you delight in your presence? I'm sure many people are delighted to be in your presence, not just humans, animals, birds, trees. Can you then feel that vibration of joy? Here, now, presently, all things, past, present, future, combined, all things contributing, not conquering, not trying to grasp it, because the moment passes. Can you surrender to this feeling, this moment, this time, this place, and start to choose joy, delight? And once you've checked in, this is una práctica that you can do throughout the day. A fun way to do so is if you're feeling yourself getting ahead of yourself, take your left hand, bring it out. That's your past. Take your right hand, bring it out. That's your present. And then just clap. Be presently here. Past, left, future, right. Boom. Bring it right here. Here's the moment. That clap, that thundering clap of being here now. Can that help you bring yourself to the present moment and surrender to joy? So I hope that you will take time this week to bring yourself, all of your parts, through time and space, presently aquí, and surrender to joy. And with that, my friends, we will start closing this circle and this time together. I wish you a good week, a week full of surrendering to joy. And I hope to see you in one of our other circles soon. We have some new radical self-love circles opening up. It's a series. Check it out. We have so many ways to join community. We have so many ways to dive in deeper and become a student. And we have so many ways to dig in really, really deep if you are interested in walking a deep medicine path. I hope that you stay curious, that you stay presently aquí with yourself, and that you can surrender to joy. And with that, I hope to see you in our circles soon. Until next time, Shade. Once again, it is with deepest gratitude that I bow to you for joining me on this podcast, this episode, this circle, this plática, this meditation, this remembering. I hope that you have stayed curious. I hope to see you in the circle again next week. So make sure that you like or follow. Until then, may you be blessed with abundance of peace and radical self-love.